Should Tom Cleverley be given the Watford manager job permanently? He's playing some nice football. To answer that question and preview the Preston game and look back at West Brom and other Easter fixtures, we have our resident Hornet, Aaron. How are you, Aaron?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Well, thank you for joining us back on the Watford View. If you're a Watford fan and haven't yet subscribed, please do so. We know there's loads of Watford content out there, but please like this one. We enjoy doing it for you. This week, we're also going to get the player of the month. It's a manager of the month then. That was easy, wasn't it? You've had that many. Player of the month for March. And we're also asking, and I know it's could probably be answers on what is the most important last-minute goal which Watford have scored. That's our theme for this week. Let's get straight into it. Aaron, you've been enjoying this Cleverley football, haven't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll be honest, I really didn't expect it. I sort of thought it was just going to be a stopgap to whatever happens later in the season. I never would have thought that after these three games that we'd be potentially considering should he get the permanent job. But no, I think he absolutely should have his hat in the ring for it after what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, the potential, wasn't it? Watford weren't going up, weren't going down. So there's lots of potential for Watford to take the foot off the gas. But, our West Brom fans have said, crikey, you gave them a right scare. But same old Watford, when one goal goes in, a second one's not too far away.
Yeah, yeah, that's been Watford for my whole time watching them. Like seriously, it is like that. The momentum swing that we suffer when we concede one, especially when we're 2-0 up, is really bad. But I don't think that's a detriment to Tom Cleverley. Honestly, I think we would have seen out both the Leeds and the West Brom game had we just had a little bit more on the bench. I think what happens is whereas under Ishmael, we did not fly out the block. It's been the total opposite under Cleverley. We've flying out the blocks all three games, and we've looked really strong. And then what happens is towards the end of the game, when the tired legs come in, we just haven't got that quality of player to come on and fill the spaces.
So we'll review this question at the end of the season. But for now, would you be unhappy if he was given the permanent manager's job?
No, I wouldn't be unhappy. Absolutely not. Okay. Do I think that maybe you could go and find someone else? I think they should definitely still have a look. But would I be unhappy? Absolutely not. I think if we're just taking these three games as your sort of evidence, he's done well enough in those games. I actually think, especially for the Leeds game, he deserves so much credit because the way we came out and the tactical changes he made were excellent. I think if you look back to our away game at Leeds, Valérien Ismaël actually did try and switch to a back 3/5 in the second half, and it just still failed miserably. Cleverley come out with that sort of same principle and they execute it to perfection.
Does the fact that you've got nothing to play for help? Because he's if he hasn't got the pressure of needing wins, if it's a draw against Preston, so what? Can he experiment with players a little bit, perhaps more?
Yeah. I think he does that little bit of freedom. Absolutely. I mean, it's almost sort of the perfect opportunity for him audition-wise because he can sort of get a feel for the squad and play around how he wants in the view to maybe having that permanent job. And then if he wants to get said job, he'd well understand the squad even more than he perhaps already does because he does know a few of those players and when he plays with them. But no, and I mean, as Watford fans, we'd love nothing more than him to, if he was to be the permanent hire, for it to work out. Because I mean, there's not many better servants of the club in recent years, and there's not many people you'd probably say, it's cliche, but they just get it, and he does. He gets Watford.
All right, let's talk about the Preston game. Before we do so, if you're still watching the video, please put a like down there. It's really, really important for us. We're really very grateful for anyone watching our Watford content. We know there's lots of choices again out there, so thank you so much. All right, Preston then visit. We've always spoken to our Preston fan on another channel who says this is a must-win for Preston. They slipped up against Birmingham, so now they're going to be hungry for their playoff position not to be taken away from them. What do you make of Preston? You battered them 5-1 last time you played them. You anticipating a similar scoreline?
Absolutely not. I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it, but no way. However, any other time you'd look at this game and go, "Oh well, Watford have nothing to play for, and Preston have loads to play for, so Preston obviously win." But I think in the circumstances that we have, these players look like they want to play for Tom Cleverley, and I know no one wants that win at Vicarage Road more than Tom Cleverley himself. I think he'll have them well up for it, and I think we'll edge it.
Okay. All right. Let's get a score prediction, and then we'll get your play of the month and see if it matches the clubs.
Well, much more optimistic than perhaps my predictions towards the end of Val's reigns were. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Watford win.
Hey, there we go. We've got the optimistic Aaron back. All right, it's April now, so we're looking for your play of the month for March. A couple of contenders here, I'm guessing, but who did you clump with?
This might be a left field one, you know. I don't know. I haven't actually seen the clubs, so I don't know if this is who they've picked. But I'm going to say Watford's player of the month for March is Ryan Porteous. He, especially for the Birmingham game and the Leeds game, and the Birmingham game even more so, he come in and went to left centre back, obviously in Wesley Hoote's suspension absence, and he looked like he'd played there the whole season. He's had a tough old season, has Ryan Porteous, I think, especially in that rotten run through January and February. He was one of the players that the fans really get on the back of. And I think part of that was how Val had him playing. But since Tom Cleverley's been in charge, I think he's been the standout player in that defence, and he definitely deserves that.
Okay, I did not see that one coming. And if you're a Watford fan and want to disagree with that or to agree with it, put it in the comments. And then the big question, I'm sure of any last-minute goals in any championship game, this might be the one that people remember the most. But for you as a Watford fan, what is the most important 90th minute goal that you've seen scored?
Oh, see, I mean, nothing going to top that one. So I'm going to pick one that isn't that one.
Okay.
Importance, perhaps no, but in just sheer enjoyment as a fan, I'll go with 2017-18. Tom Cleverley himself scored a 90 plus, I think, 7-minute winner against Arsenal at home. It was in Arsene Wenger's last season, and the roof absolutely went off the place. It was crazy, and it was definitely one of our best moments sort of in our time in the Premier League.
All right, Watford fans, can you think of any others apart from that one and the Tom Cleverley Arsenal goal that should be up there with the best 90th-minute winners that Watford have scored? Thank you for joining us, Aaron. We'll see you next week to preview the final 5 games of the season. And thank you for joining us on the Watford View.
No problem. See you later.